Out here at Tim and Christie in Frank and Allison's place. This is a clear example of farming families, which is the cornerstone of our nation. With Tim and Christie, and soon Tim and Christie plus one, this is another example of a fifth generation about to become the sixth generation on the farm. A family who've been in here in Canberra since the 1860s. We're sitting in front of a wool table that was taken out of the Duntroon clearing sale. Family farms are the cornerstone of Australian agriculture. They're emblematic as to how we see ourselves as a nation. They're the group of people when things are going tough that manage to lock everything down, to live without, to go without, so that they can see the better times coming. They are the people who support the trucking companies. They are the people who support your local schools, your local state school, your local Catholic school. They're the people you'll find in your Apex Club and your Rotary Club. They're the people, when we see ourselves as Australians, we so often see ourselves through the eyes of people on the land, and what we see that epitomised by are farming families. It seems unusual that we have to have a year called the Year of Farming Families, but it's so essential, because as our nation grows, as more and more people live in streets where they don't have the uncle or the aunt or the grandparents who are back on the land, then we've got to remind people that it's people such as Tim and Christie who actually produce the beef so that you've got a steak to eat at night, who produce the eggs, who produce the milk, who produce the vegetables, who are the essence of your standard of living as reflected as to what's before you on your dinner table. And not only that, but put the fibre on your back, whether it's the cotton that they grow out at Woolloomooloo or wool that they may grow around here or in an old wool shed. And this is also emblematic of how we obviously need a commercial return, but there's also a sense of patriotism. People are doing this because they love the lifestyle. But you've got to give people more than just the love of the lifestyle to survive. Our job in government is to make sure that we open the markets, get a better return through. For my part, even yesterday, I took my daughters out. We were marking lambs yesterday, marked some cattle. We're selling them today in Dubbo because I want them to continue on with that tradition of the family farm. I want to make sure that I've succeeded in my job if Tim and Christie have a future. I've succeeded in my small part in doing something for our nation if we have families who continue on the land, so that people can say, even as they drive around Canberra, that family has been there for the last 6 generations, and hopefully they will be there for 7 generations. I remember coming to this place, or in fact just across the road at Rockroy, about 25 years ago, where Justin Morrison was sharing with his brothers. And so that my first introduction probably into this area was not as a politician, wasn't even as an accountant. It was going back with a mate, back to their farm as they were in the middle of shearing. And that, in essence, is the cornerstone of our nation. It's great to celebrate this year, and I hope that Australians just take a moment and say, we're doing our job as a government if those families are surviving on the farm, and for all their hard work, they're actually making a decent return back through the farm gate.